I remember the smell first, that blend of burnt oil, metal, and late-night rain. It was the smell of another long day at the auto shop, the kind that clings to your skin no matter how many times you wash your hands. The town had gone quiet. It always did after 10. The hum of distant street lights, the occasional sound of tires on wet pavement. That was all that was left. I just finished locking up, ready to call it a night, when I saw her. An old woman sat near the edge of the street, her electric wheelchair tilted to one side, its small red lights blinking faintly in the dark. She looked fragile, her silver hair damp from the drizzle, her hands gripping the armrest like she was holding onto the last bit of strength she had. Something in me stopped. Maybe it was instinct, maybe memory, but I couldn't walk away. I walked over and asked if she was okay. Her voice trembled when she said the chair had died halfway home. She'd been sitting there for almost an hour, hoping someone would stop. Her name was Ethel. I told her to wait. I unlocked the shop again and wheeled her inside. The light flickered to life, throwing long shadows across the concrete floor. She looked around quietly, her eyes full of exhaustion and apology, as if she was sorry for needing help. The motor was gone, the wiring fried, the kind of problem that couldn't wait for morning. So I rolled up my sleeves and started working. The world outside disappeared. No clock, no boss, no rules. Just the sound of tools against metal, the sharp hiss of a soldering iron, and Ethel's soft breathing behind me. For a moment, I forgot everything else. Then, as the final wire sparked back to life, I heard it, that gentle hum of power returning. The wheelchair straightened, its lights glowing like tiny fireflies. Ethel gasped, her eyes filled with tears. She tried to thank me with money, a few crumpled bills from her pocket. I shook my head and smiled. "Just get home safe," I said when she left. I watched her roll away under the misty streetlight. Something in my chest ached, not from sadness, but from the kind of quiet peace you feel when you know you've done something right. I went home that night with tired hands and a light heart. The next morning, everything changed. My boss, Wade Pritchard, called me into his office. He didn't waste time, didn't ask, didn't care. He had the shop security footage pulled up. There I was, clear as day, fixing Ethel's chair after hours. "You use company tools for personal work," he said. "That's a violation." I tried to explain, told him she was stranded, that I couldn't leave her out there. He didn't listen. He saw only rules, not reasons. By noon, I was out the door. 12 years of work gone in a single conversation. I remember sitting in my truck for a long time afterward, staring at my reflection in the rearview mirror, wondering if I'd made a mistake, if kindness was really worth it. The story spread fast. In small towns, it always does. Mechanic fired for helping old woman. Some people call me stupid. Others call me kind. None of them paid my rent. Days passed, and I started looking for other jobs. Then one afternoon, I found an envelope in my mailbox. No name, no address. Inside was a letter. "Thank you for helping my mother. You didn't have to, but you did. GB." I didn't think much of it at first. Just another kind gesture in return for one. But the very next morning, I woke up to the sound of engines outside. Deep, heavy engines. When I looked out my window, 7 black SUVs lined the street. I stepped outside, half dressed, half awake, heart pounding. The first car door opened, and there she was, Ethel. She looked different in daylight. Stronger, glowing with that gentle dignity age gives some people. Beside her stood a tall man in a dark suit. "I'm Graham Branson," he said. "You helped my mother." It turned out Graham owned a major vehicle company in Atlanta, Branson Vehicle Systems. The story had reached him through a friend online. The footage of me fixing Ethel's chair had been shared and reshared until it found its way to his desk. He told me that when I repaired that chair, I hadn't just fixed a machine. I'd repaired something deeper. His faith in decency, in the simple goodness he'd stopped believing people had. Then he said something that nearly knocked the breath out of me. "I'd like you to come work for us," he said. "People like you are the reason my company exists." I didn't know what to say. For a moment, I thought it was a joke. But it wasn't. Within weeks, I was on a plane to Atlanta. My name was on an office door, Fleet Operations Supervisor. The pay was more than I'd ever imagined earning, but that wasn't what mattered. What mattered was walking into a place that valued character more than convenience. The story went viral. Strangers wrote letters. News outlets called. People said it gave them hope, that maybe kindness wasn't dying after all. Meanwhile, back home, Wade's garage went silent. Customers stopped showing up. The man who fired me for compassion was left standing in his own empty shop. But I never felt joy in that, only peace, because I'd learned something I'll carry with me forever. Doing good doesn't always reward you right away. Sometimes it costs you everything first. But when it comes back multiplied, stronger, deeper, and truer. That night, I thought I was fixing a broken wheelchair. But now I know I was fixing something far greater. I was fixing faith in people, in kindness, in myself,